Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone this evening? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? Hello, Blonde Nanny Hero and Yafit Johnson. Hello, Ashley. How is it? Kate loves it. How y'all doing? I'm good. Hope all is well. Just popping in while pumping at work. All right. Okay, say Jolie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hadn't seen you in a while. How have you been? Hi, Rather More. Okay. I'm trying to get my there we go. I'm on 4 different platforms, so I'm trying to get everything together at the same time. Um, how is everyone doing? For those of you who don't know me, let me do a quick introduction. For those of you who don't know me, while your friends and family are coming in, my name is Angela. I'm better known as Ask the Nanny all across social media. I am a newborn care specialist. I am a professional career nanny, a lactation educator, soon to be postpartum doula. I do new parent coaching. I am a new parent educator. Um, Pretty much, if it has to do with kids, parents, I've done it. Been there, done that. So, yeah. Um, Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mookie Mook. Mookie Mook Mook. Okay. Hello, Manuela. Okay, I hope I'm saying you all's name right. Hi, Sarah. How are you? How's it going? Okay. Yes. Okay. So tonight, I want to talk about CPR, infant CPR. I am not an infant CPR instructor, so if that's what you came for, I'm so sorry. What I want to talk about is I read something that one of my mentors wrote on LinkedIn today, and it was so telling. It was shocking. Well, I won't say shocking, but it just reminded me to remind you as a nanny, as a newborn care specialist, in most of my jobs, I need to know infant child CPR. Now, infant child CPR is pretty much the same across the board for adults. I have taken a refresher course at least, I would say 15 to 20 times, probably more if I really go back and count. I've taken it at least 20 to 30 times, and it has changed throughout the years. Like the Heimlich maneuver is no longer called the Heimlich maneuver. It is known as part of CPR right now. It is no longer the Heimlich maneuver. Um, Hello, Ann. How are you? Um, so when I say CPR, it includes choking. It includes um, and I'm going to explain about choking. It includes choking. It includes, if you find your child, kind of passed out, what you going to do? What do you do first? These things you need to know. It's summertime, getting ready to be summertime, and several incidents happened this week alone, where I work, and it's just part of a child being a child, going through the stage of I'll do it myself, and I'm independent and you can't make me, and when you're not looking, I'm gonna do it anyway. So we've had several incidents that happened when they thought nobody was looking and we were there, but it required ice packs. It required cleaning, the proper cleaning. It required band-aids. It required, and these are just little kid stuff. Are you ready? That's what I want to know. Are you ready? Put your hand up in the comments if you are ready. If you are CPR first aid ready, and it's not just CPR, it's first aid too, because you need to know how to clean the wound. You need, because there's going to be scratches and scrapes and falling. running through the park or running, after trying to chase, frogs and things. There's going to be, God forbid, big injuries, but there's going to be some little minor injuries. But how you take care of it depends on whether it becomes a big one. Hello, Nanny Shars. How are ya? If you are CPR, first aid ready. I'll just start with CPR because that's really the biggest one. I miss you too, Nanny Shars. Can't wait to see you again. Hello, Kim Covert. Thank you for joining me. How many of you are ready for CPR to take care of little minor incidents? Because I always tell my parents, please, 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 whatever you do, take CPR, take first aid. If you have a choice between one or the other, take the CPR because the CPR uh, has to do with, if a child gets cut and scraped, you wash it off and, you take them to the doctor. But if a child stops breathing and you don't know what to do, those charts that you have that I've seen in so many cabinets and homes that I work for, that they have a little CPR. Who's got time to stop and read and understand that when you're trying to save a life? Do you even remember that the chart is in the cabinet when you're trying to save your child's life? That's the bigger question. Do you remember that? Do you know that? Nanny's thought, I like the life vac because there are times when um, the normal CPR is not working. And if it's something in there that I can't get out, yes, yes, any tool that's within my reach that I can use to save that child, yes, I'm gonna use it. But it's so important that you have a basic first aid kit. Now I have a first aid kit. My instructor, when I learned first aid, I was in Alaska. When I finally learned, I knew CPR, but first aid is an extension. I like to call it an extension. But in Alaska, it's totally different, and it depends on where you live as to what else you need in your your first aid kit. The basic kit gives you the band-aids and the gauze and a little pair of scissors. But if you live in Alaska, you need a blanket. You're gonna need mittens. You're gonna need all because frostbite, and it gets down to 60 below and then some. I had a home daycare and I had to take the kids out every day until it was 15 below. Do you know how cold it is? You just go outside and cough because you're trying to get air in. I had a child in my home daycare. Mom was taking him, she was in a hurry. She said, come on, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. 3 years old. And she's doing that and she left out the door. I closed the door. 2 seconds later, help me, help me, help me, help me. And I'm like, what? I just barely made it around the corner. The child's tongue is stuck. There's a metal rail that goes down my steps, the back steps. And some of y'all probably have them in your homes. If you have, there's the little metal rail to hold on to as you walk down the steps. His tongue is stuck on there. 3 years old. What you do? She snatches her child like all his tongue, the front part of his tongue is torn off. It's left on that metal rail. That's not what you do. You don't rip your child's mouth off a metal rail. So when I took first aid in Alaska, I learned a few extra things. And it depends on where you live regionally. You might need to learn a few extra things about the region that you live in and what to do and what not to do. When she snatched, it's so vivid. When she snatched him off that pole, I was like, I wanted to cry for him. The way that baby was screaming. And the good thing is, the hospital was 2 blocks away from my house. Because see, it went from something minor that could have been, taken care of to okay, now the child got all this and bleeding, tongue just bleeding away. I don't know what you ripped off because I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what's on the front of your tongue, your child's tongue. I just know you made it worse. So I'm asking you again, are you ready? Are you prepared? Because we got swim season. And in case you haven't seen it, I have been posting water safety videos every other day, and I will be posting them every other day for the month of May because this month is Water Safety Month. So please pay attention to those. Even if you don't like them, hit the like button. Please pay attention. Some things, I put them out there. I'm like, oh yes, please, everybody like this, like this, like this. Some things I put out there, please pay attention. This is not for my sake. This is for your sake and your child's sake. Yes, Linda, they are chilling. Linda says mental rails are terrible, chilling, no pun intended. But yes, hello, Christine and she doulas. Miranda, hello, SC, is it South Carolina grown? SC grown Jesus lover. Hi, E Chanel. Hi, Kat. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Okay, so that's what I want to know tonight. Are you ready? Are you ready? I didn't come to stay long because y'all can't see it, but when I was in Alaska, I had a light covering. I'm going to date myself now. Um, there are these light coverings where it's like a little prong sticks down off of the out of the ceiling, and you put the light covering up there, and on the other end you put a little screw. So the light covering is here, and my son is in the top bunk, and he's playing with this tube to the barbell, and it was like the hard cardboard thing with that you pull the little tube, the barbell thing up. Anyway, so I'm like, it's time to go to bed. Let's put it down. Hi, Miss Nisi, how are you? Hello, Simply V. How are you? Um, so I'm pulling it down, trying to get it out from where he is, and not knowing that it's sliding across the ceiling. And I heard it click, and it stopped, and I looked up, and it crashed down on the left side of my face. Now, mind you, it did not cut my face, but it cut my eyeball. My children are 4, 3, and 1 at the time. I've been in Alaska 2.5, maybe 2 months, because we got there mid-October, and this happened in January. So we've been there like 2.5 months. I knew very few people because it's snowing. It's the middle of the wintertime. It's snowing. Anybody going outside? I'm not used to snow. I don't like the snow. But this was a military move. It wasn't a me move. It was a military move. And now here I am with 3 under 3. My husband at the time was in Anchorage. I'm in Fairbanks. That's 400 some miles away. We were military. And the first thing they tell you when you get off the bus, watch your kids, because this is back in 1991, 92. Watch your kids. Alaska's the first place that they snatch them. And back then, it wasn't no borders. You can go across the border. You show your ID. Your kid, they don't ask for the kid's ID. You show your ID and you going through. My heart racing, and I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I had just taught my 4-year-old, because I was just starting my home daycare. I taught my 4-year-old to call 911. If it's emergency, call 911. I showed him how to do it on the phone. So by the time I'm looking around for the phone. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? My oldest had jumped down off the bed, went into my room, grabbed the cordless phone, dialed 911. So when I get to the phone, there's somebody on the phone. I said, hang up the phone. I need to call 911. She said, ma'am, this is 911. I said, I need an ambulance. And I told her what my address was. And in the meantime, between time, I'm like this. And I don't know what's going on with my eye. And I got to get 3 boys in snowsuits in snow boots, in hats, gloves, and a jacket. All of this got to go on. And it seemed like in no time the ambulance was there. I'm in the kitchen and my boys are standing around me. And they're like, ma'am, let me see your eye. I said, no. Ma'am, let me see. I said, wait. I said, I need you to take my children over there in the living room and finish dressing them. And then I will let you look at my eye. And they look at me. I said, you heard what I said. Because I don't want my children traumatized by what's going on. Because I don't know what's going on with my eye. I never stopped to look in the mirror. I just knew that I needed to get them from upstairs to downstairs, get them dressed because I don't know nobody to take care of my kids. So I got to take them with me. These are the situations. I mean, it was a freak accident. And nobody expected it to happen. Surely wasn't expected to happen when my husband's out of town. What do I do? So I go and they come and they take, we all ride in the ambulance together. Call the first sergeant. The first sergeant calls the master sergeant, the chain of command going through. All I know is the doctor tells me, I need you to sign this form that says that, and this is a trigger warning. So if you don't want to hear it, cover your ears. The doctor told me, he said, I need you to sign this form because we've never seen an injury like this before, this bad, other than a gunshot wound. So once we put you in surgery, we're not going to wake you up to tell you we have to take your eye out. Now imagine my kids. I don't know where they are because I'm back in the waiting room and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything until I find out where my kids are. So I called a couple of people and then I found out, okay, your kids are here. They're safe. Okay, I'm good. Then they transferred me from one hospital, from the military hospital to the hospital off post, to the normal regular hospital. And it just so happens that the guy who did the surgery travels the world doing miracle eye surgeries. Well, I needed his miracle that night. But had I not taken control over the situation and known CPR and first aid, known what to do, how to do it, they could have traumatized my kids. And it, you know, it was enough trauma with them going with strangers, and then husband being out of town, and then mama is hurt, and then them crying because mama is hurt. And it's just a lot going on. And I want to know, are you ready? I wasn't expecting all of that. But because I had training in CPR and first aid, I knew how to handle it. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you or something like that is going to happen to you. But what I am saying is, I want you to be prepared. I want you to be ready because it can happen to your child. It could happen uh, to your spouse, your sister, brother, mama, daddy, anybody. Do you know what to do? Hi, Jen. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Hello, Wings of Color. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Simply Vibing. How are you? So what I'm saying is be ready. Please, 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 please be ready. You don't know what's going to happen. Be ready. And again, like I said, I'm putting these videos out here for the Water Safety Month because there's a lot of things that are going on, a lot of things that I have seen as a nanny, and parents think, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's all right." I had a parent, I had a parent who, on the diaper changing table, you have all the stuff that you need: clippers and medicines and diaper rash medicines and hand sanitizer and all this other stuff. And okay, it's okay to let the baby play with the bottle. Medicine's inside, but he can't get it open. Did you forget the thing flips up? And did you forget your child has teeth? And did you forget that the tube looks like a bottle? And did you forget that your child likes playing with that? And so your baby, you give the baby the little tube, and he flips it open with his mouth and he starts sucking on the medicine out of the bottle. These are things uh that you don't think about. And you just give it to them just because, okay, you know, keep them occupied so I can get this pamper changed. Add toys to your diaper changing table. Add small toys so they can handle while you're changing the diapers. Don't give them the medicine bottles. Don't give them the hand sanitizers. Don't give them all that stuff. Add toys, a book, something that's safe to give them. And you think, oh, well, he's only going to have it for a minute because I can just change the pamper right quick. Yes. And your children grow up and they learn how to do things, and you're still using the same tactics you did when they were 3 or 4 months old, when they couldn't unscrew the cap, or bite the lip off, or bite the thing off, when they couldn't do all that stuff, because it has become habit. And when it becomes habit, it becomes dangerous for your child, because your child's needs change. And when your child's needs change, that means that they have more dexterity with their fingers. They are smarter. They become little, what I like to call little engineers. And when I say engineers, I mean they can become engineers because they can figure out how the child safety locks that you can't even get off. You walk around, how did this thing get off here? And they got the thing in their hand. How did you get that off of there? I can't even get that off of there. They know. They figure it out. They watch you. They are little engineers. Their little brains are always thinking of how to one up you while you steady trying to one up them. That's the reason that you put the safety lock, safety, child safety proofing in there in the first place, was to stay ahead of them. And then when they figure it out, up your game. Find something else. Hello, Heather Hotspots. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Yes, toddlers are scary. They are. And they don't, you think, okay, well, if they fall, they'll just kind of fall backwards. No, they got to fall forwards, then backwards. It's like a ping pong ball. They go ding, 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 and you got 5 different injuries in one little fall. So be ready. Know where your first aid kit is. Take the first aid class. Take the additions to the class, if there's any additions to the class for your particular area, because it's different down here in the heat. It's different in Arizona than it is in Texas, even though both of us had a heat. Arizona gets much hotter during the day and much cooler during the night than Texas does. New York City gets much colder during the winter. Blizzards and all that. Oh, we don't have it. We had snowvid a couple of years ago. Well, last year, yeah, last year. We had snowvid in the middle of COVID, but we wasn't ready. Texas was not ready. We on the grid all by ourselves. Rolling outages. Where the candles? You need to have all this stuff together. And when you take that first aid class, one of the things they tell you is to be ready. Have you a hurricane kit? Depends on where you live. You have a hurricane kit. In Alaska, we had stuff in the trunks of our cars, and we were ready. We had stuff boxes prepared uh, with canned goods and things in a house, and we were ready. When I lived in Arkansas and Kansas, we knew where all the shelters were, and we were ready. I want to make sure that you are ready for anything that happens. Nannies, be ready. Hello, honey, Chris Apple. How are you? Hello. That's thrift. Hello, thrifty. I'll just leave it like that because try to get all that out in one breath. That's gonna be tricky for me right now because I'm tired of sleeping. So glad you were in the right place for that doctor to be there. Yes, me too. My kid got the sanitizer open so fast at 18 months. It was wild. Yes, they will. If it's a spray card, they know how to spray it. Their little muscles, they'll figure it out. They'll do it like this and it'll spray, or they'll jam it up against the dresser or the bed rail, anything hard. They will figure out how to spray it. And sometimes it sprays right in their face, it can spray right into their eyes. So be ready. Batteries in case the power goes out. Yes, batteries, flashlights, candles, know where the cutoff valves are. Especially and in the wintertime, especially here in Texas. I don't know about anywhere, and I know uh, it depends on how insulated your pipes are. Because I know they're not very insulated here in Texas because it kind of doesn't get that cold here. But when it gets down to 33 degrees, our pipes go haywire and we have to drip them, let them drip overnight. Yes, the water bill goes up, but I'd rather have the water bill go up than have to remodel the whole house and get new furniture because it flooded. When we had snowed last year, it got so cold, it froze the pipes, they burst. People had to be, the people in the basement area apartments had to climb up. Dishwashers. I've seen pictures of dishwashers where the water, it was just frozen all over the outside of the dishwasher. The whole thing just frozen over. It just looked like a little frozen, little box that's frozen. Our This is ours are, I think it always gets cold here. Yes, you have to know your region, where you live, and be prepared for whatever region you are in. It's you say, oh girl, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I didn't think snowball would happen here, and we'd have ice thick like I'm telling you, we weren't ready. I lived in Alaska, and I wasn't ready for this because Alaska is prepared and ready. Ice trucks, salt trucks, and they had to ship groceries. And when I tell you, I had gone grocery shopping because it was the 14th of February. I made the special meal for our Valentine's Day. And when I tell you, we had leftovers, and that came. Oh, I divided them leftovers out. Okay, here's your portion for now, because then they ain't gonna tell them when we're gonna get to the store. 7 days. Now get this, it's -7 on Valentine's Day. By the 21st, it's 80 something degrees. How you go from -7 to 80 something degrees in 7 days? And you're still recuperating because you got water that's got to dry out because of the burst pipes. And then the water that dried that coming out of the burst pipes, because it's so cold, it's freezing, almost immediately freezing. So you got a block of ice, and then you got to wait till your stuff thaw out, and then go in and see. And there was so many people that were brokenhearted and so crying, and I just thank God that my lights never went out, my water never went off. I have gas stove. My gas never went. Nothing. I had plenty of food. It was leftovers and peanut butter and jelly and snacks that my grandmother taught me how to make something out of nothing, and I was so grateful because those were 7 days of whoo Lord. Couldn't go to work. Couldn't get out the driveway. Nothing. Nothing. And then when I did get out the driveway and get to the store, hours. When I tell you I went in at 3, I didn't get out the store until after 5 because the lines were so long. And if you went looking for something, uh, good luck with that. You had to learn how to make something out of nothing, like I said. So good luck with that. But that's what I wanted to talk to you all about tonight, was to be ready. Hello, high net worth nanny. Did people fill their tubs with water at one point? Yes, I'm sure they did. Bottled water, all the bottled water was gone, but our water never went off. Oh, she called me Gigi. Yes, all my kids, they can't say Angela. Angela is a three-syllable word, and then sometimes they can't say Angela, so I just let them call me Gigi. So I'm the Gigi. Hello, Sam Phillips. Hello, how are you? Nails only. How are you? Thank you all for joining me. Um, Power goes out, and if you don't have cash in an emergency, you're gonna. Oh yes, cash on hand. Because of COVID, a lot of people didn't have cash, and the generators were working. Um, a lot of people have generators made a lot of money that year, last year, because people went uh, and bought things that they didn't normally think they would need after that storm. They went and got them. And I think about it, I was like, the neighborhood that I live in, none of us were out of power. I said, do we pay enough in HOA so that our stuff didn't go out? I don't know, but I was grateful. And I joke about that, but I'm so serious. Um, I don't know what it was about this neighborhood, but the power didn't go out. And I mean, it was tons of people freezing, seeing videos of people, the fireplace, and they got this tent up and quilts and coats and hats and things, and that little bit of fire. We have a fireplace, it's a gas fireplace, and, and the gas and the heat is on, heat is off. We just turn the handle. It does burn real wood. So and we had some. So yeah, it was sad. It was. Power goes out and cannot get cash at the ATM or even the stores. We had to drive 45 minutes to a city that had power. Over a week, no power. October 2015 in Massachusetts. Yes, I been there and done that. In Arkansas. We had sleet so bad, the power was out. It came on for about 4 or 5 hours, and then went right back out for another 2 or 3 days. When we were in when I lived in Washington D.C. and Hurricane, was it Ida? It started with an I. I know it was I, but it was bad. We had coolers with ice in it that we kept, just waters, lunch meat, things like that, quick meals, because we had no power. It was an all electric house, and that's why from then on I made up my mind. I'm not living in a house that does not have some gas, because gas is usually the last thing that goes out. If you don't have electricity and you don't have water, you still got gas and you can cook. Just saying. So, but anyway, I'm done with my what is it? My PSA, my public service announcement. Yeah. So be prepared. If you don't have infant CPR, go get a class. Go take a class. Your child is worth the $50 to $100 it takes, and go take it in person, because there's nothing like muscle memory. You can watch it on video. I've done refresher courses on video online, because I had to have a certification right quick. So I got my certification, a recertification, but I still went back and I took a class in person, because there's nothing like muscle memory. And you can watch it on TV, but you're still uncertain about how deep the thrust need to go. You're still uncertain about how quick you need to breathe into a child's mouth, because adults, uh, the breathing for adults and the rate of breathing for adults and the rate of breathing for children is different. Your baby breathes much faster than we do. They take in many more breaths than we do in a minute. So you need to know these things. And if you're taking the class, pay attention. And I know I shouldn't have to say that, but I've seen people in class with me and they're on their phone and kind of halfway listening. And I'm thinking to myself, this is your first time taking this class and you're halfway listening. Even if you pass the test, the written test, because you're not knowing um, the muscle memory, how to do it, what's going on, the numbers can get jumbled and you could lose a life because you didn't know and you weren't paying attention. So please, hello, Miss 911. How are you? Thank you for joining me. So please take the class, pay attention, and for your area, please be aware of special needs for your area. If you're in a place where it snows a lot, there may be extra precautions that you need to take, extra things that you need to have in that first aid kit. Okay? Hold on a second. All right. So that's all I have for you all tonight. If you haven't signed up for the Empowered Mamas group sessions, please do so. The link is in my bio on Instagram and on TikTok. And you can also find me on Facebook. I don't have a link on YouTube, but I do have one on Instagram and on Facebook. It's my link tree. And if you don't know those, just go to linktree / Ask the Nanny and go down to where it says Empowered Mamas Group. Um, I completely forgot that this weekend is Mother's Day weekend. We will be starting on Saturday, and I completely forgot uh, about it. But I still have some people signed up, so we're gonna do this on starting on Saturday. Uh, Hello, Charles Hill. How are you? Jen says, I have a huge first aid kit I got off Amazon. It's perfect for my area. Yes. Great, Jen. Great, 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 great. You're welcome, Angel Eyes. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm going to let you all go. I have been working um, since I talked to y'all last Wednesday. I have been going, going, going. I went to New York City last weekend, did a conference with two of my best friends. They did the conference. I was in the background, keeping everything moving and shaking. Um, but I got off the plane. I left on Friday, got off the plane on Sunday, back here, and took a nap. Went to work Sunday night. Been working overnight for the last 3-4 nights since Sunday night and last night. And I also worked on a day from 8 to 5. So I was tired, y'all. I'm so tired. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. Hey, did you sign up for the private service? Uh, okay, what is Private Service Alliance? Michelle, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Hello, Colleen. How are you? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Send me a text message on Facebook Messenger, Michelle, because I'm not sure what you're referring to. But it was introduced on NCS as free membership to household employees. Oh, okay. Okay. Please send me the link to that because, yes, I want to find out more about that. Uh, yes, very much so. Anyway, good night, good night, good night, you all. Um, Thank you for joining me and thank you for your support and always being here. And for those of you who I hadn't seen for a while, like Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Angel Oz, I haven't seen you for a minute either. I hope you're doing well. Um, yeah. And Jen, take care over there. So I will see you all uh, next week. I might come back on Sunday, depends on my schedule. I might come back on Sunday and chat with you and answer questions. But um, when I read that about CPR today, it just kind of struck a chord, and I wanted to make sure that you all were ready. And I want to make sure that if you're not ready, get ready. Go take a class. Sign up today. Find one. Search the internet. Ask a friend. Ask your nanny. Ask somebody about CPR and first aid. Not just CPR, but first aid too, because first aid helps a lot too. But if you got to choose between the two, uh, choose to take the CPR. It's very uh, informative. It's very life saving. I'll put it like that. It's life saving. And thank you, Angel Eyes. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts and the roses. I sure appreciate it. And yes, happy Mother's Day to the moms. I really appreciate you. I couldn't do what I do on here if it wasn't for you. Well, I could, but it'd be a whole lot more boring. I love my mamas. I love empowering mamas. I love lifting you up and encouraging you and giving you the tips and tools that you need to make it through. Because mama ain't easy. Trust me. I got four of my own and then extended family. Uh, so good night, good night, good night. You all have a great night, and I appreciate you joining me.